Hi guys, Lauren here. Let's talk about hope. So Advent is often called the season of hope in the church. But hope can be a sort of difficult thing to wrap our minds around.
You're my only hope.
At least for me, it has been. You know, when we're young, it's really easy to hope in things, to expect that things are just gonna work out.
Every little thing gonna be alright.
But as we start to get older, there are often things that happen in our lives that sort of teach us not to hope. Like maybe you hoped that you would get a good grade on a test and then you failed.
He gave me an F.
Or maybe you hoped that that guy or girl would ask you out and they didn't. Maybe you hoped that you'd get to spend the night at a friend's house, but your parents said no. Maybe you hoped that you'd be back in school in the fall and you weren't.
Don't give me hope.
There are all these kinds of different things that we hope in. And over time, as the things that we hope in begin to disappoint us,
Disappointed!
we sort of learn to live our lives without getting our hopes up. And so what does it mean
What do you mean?
for the season of Advent to be a season of hope? What does hope look like for us? You know, I remember a number of years ago, I was going through this time in my life where I had put all of my hope in this one thing and it hadn't happened.
That's a bummer.
And I was really struggling with what it meant to choose hope in that time. And I remember happening upon this scripture verse from the book of Romans that St. Paul, the apostle, wrote. And he says that hope does not disappoint. And I remember reading that and honestly getting really mad about it.
OMG, I'm mad.
Because I was like, I did hope and I am disappointed. So that's not accurate.
That is not correct.
Hope does disappoint. And I was sitting in prayer with the Lord. I was talking to him about that, about how I had hoped and I had been left disappointed. And I heard him say to my heart that the problem wasn't hope itself. It's that I had put my hope in the wrong thing. I put my hope in a circumstance, not in a person, not in God. And so often I feel like that's what we do. We put our hope in a situation. We say, I hope that this situation comes to be, and sometimes it doesn't. But when we put our hope in the person of who God is, that hope is never disappointed. Our God is generous, he is faithful, and the only thing he desires is our good. And so my invitation for you this Advent season isn't just to put your hope in a situation, in a circumstance, but is to choose to put your hope in who God is and who he wants to be for you. My name's Lauren, and if you need us, we'll be here, making VIDS and awakening hearts.